Right, guys, so the first thing we're gonna take a look at, it's the main intro of the song, and we're gonna be doing the following. We're gonna be doing that. So the first thing was the intro, then was the verse. But I wanted just to show it all at once. So we're gonna start on the 3rd fret of the B string, and we're gonna do that. So we're gonna strike the 3rd fret of the B string, and then the open E string, and we need to strike both at the same time. Okay, pick both at the same time, and as soon as you do that, you do a slide to the 5th position on the B string. After that, we go back to the 3rd position, back to the original place, and strike both at the same time. Now, notice that I'm doing with this finger, with the middle finger, because then we need to go to the 4th position on the G string. And if I'm using this one, it's going to be comfortable to use this one. All right, if I'm using this one, it's going to be just, I need to use the pinky, and it's harder that way. So again, let's go back. As soon as you do that, again, 4 of the G string, and when we strike 4, we do a slide to the 2nd fret of the G string and a pull off to the open string. As soon as you do that, again, go to 2nd fret of the 4th string, the D string, and we can have repeat the same motion, 2nd, and pull off to the open string. And now what we're going to do, we're going to introduce the first chord that we're going to use on the song. Is going to be an E major. And it's going to be open E string, 2nd fret of the B of the A, 2nd fret of the D, 1st of the G, and the open B and open E. It's an E major. Now we're not going to strike the whole strings, all the strings. We're just going to do that. So we use the open E string first, the lower one, then strike 2nd and 2nd of the 5th and the 4th, and then to finish, we do that. We strike the 1st one and the B one, all right, the 2nd one. Next motion, we do that. We just kind of a slide to the 5th position of the A and the D string. And as soon as you do that, we strike the open E string back to 5 and 5, open E string, and now we're gonna move 1 position down and go to 4th of the E and A on the on the A and the D, same strings. We strike it once, and now we're not gonna go back to the open E string. We go back to the 2nd fret, and we finish that section. That's going to be it. Alright, and to finish, you can do that, alright? This is an E power chord. You can stay right here, no problem. But the problem with this is that then you're going to need to do, so if you do this, it's going to be comfortable to do that. So we pretty much go to 7 of the A string and 9 of the D string. We just slide to that position. And the next thing we're gonna do, we do that. We need to do a bar on the 7 of the D and 7 of the G string. We need to strike both at the same time, and then we do a hammer on to the 9th position of the D string. As soon as you do that again, go back to 7. Okay, since we are doing the bar, we are already on that position. We're gonna repeat the same motion. Alright, we just repeat the same motion twice. And after that, go to 9 of the D string and we just slide. One more time. Alright, so with the verses, And pretty much the whole song, we're just going to use 4 chords, 5 if we take the E major into account. So the first chord we're going to use is going to be a C chord. It's going to be the 3rd fret of the A string, 2nd fret of the 4th, open G string, and 1st fret of the B. That's the first chord. The next chord is going to be a G chord, 3rd fret of the E, 2nd fret of the A, open D, open E, open G, open B, and 1st fret of the E string. Next chord is going to be a D chord. We do that. It's going to be open D, 2nd fret of the G, 3rd of the B, and 2nd of the E. And the next chord is going to be an A chord. It's open A, 2nd fret of the D, 2nd fret of the G, 2nd fret of the B, and if you want, you can use the open E string, but it's not required. So the main motion with the rhythm is going to be we're going to do that. It's always the same motion with this hand. We're going to do 2 downstrokes, then there's a tiny rest, and we do 1 more, so it's pretty much 3 downstrokes. And now what we're going to do an upstroke, but when we do the upstrokes, we just lose the hand on the fretboard and go and try to change and go to do the next chord. So it's 1, 2, 3, open strings and G chord, and we just repeat again 1, 2, 3, and open G chord. Open chord to go to a D, and we just repeat the same motion. 3, open strings, and again 1, 2, 3 on the A chord, and open strings to go to E chord, which is going to be the last chord. We're always going to go back to the E major. So let me play this on a slow tempo, and then we just move forward to the next section. Alright, so if we play the section slow as this, when we do the open strings, they are kind of intrusive. So, but we need to play it in a faster tempo, and when we do the open strings, it's kind of we don't need to strike to strike the strings too hard. It's just very soft. All right. Alright, so if you listen to the original track, when we go back to E chord, you can have kind of a lick right there. I'm going to show you 3 different licks, 3 different variations of the same idea, so you can practice at home. The first one, we're going to do the following. That's the first thing we're going to do. It's 2nd fret of the A string, open D string. We go back to the 2nd fret of the A string, and now we're going to go to the 3rd fret of the E. We strike it and we do a tiny bend, and then open string. And to finish, and like I told before, we always go back to E major. Let's go again. One more time. Okay, so the next lick, it's gonna be, that's the next lick. So it's 2nd fret of the A, open D string, we go back to the 2nd fret of the A, and now what we're gonna do, we strike the open D string, and we do a hammer on to the 2nd fret of the D string. As soon as you do that, strike the open E string, and we finish again with an E major. Okay, so the next lick is going to be, we're going to do that. So it's going to be second fret of the A, open D string, back to second fret of the A. We kind of repeat this again. And now what we're going to do, we're going to go to the open G string, second fret of the D string, and we finish with an open E, and then again a G major. I'm sorry, E major. Let's go again. So let me play the whole section with the 3 licks in context, so you can see what we are doing here. Lick number 2. And go to number 3. And that's pretty much it. You're gonna repeat this a lot, during the whole song. And now there's one more thing I'm gonna show you right now. If you listen to the original track, after the you can notice something like that before going to the C chord again. Pretty much what we're going to do is going to go and kind of repeat the intro. It's the 3rd fret of the B string. We strike it again, and we do a slide to the 5th position of the B string. We go back to 3, and now we go to 4 on the G string. Go again. And we go back to C, and we would just repeat all this section again. Okay, so let's take a look at the solo. We're gonna start with the main part, the first lick. We're gonna do the following. Next one. We do that, so we can start on the 15 of the B string. We just strike 15, and we do a bend. As soon as you do that, we go to 12 on the E string, 15 on the B, and 12 on the B string. Next motion, 14 on the G string, we strike it, do a tiny bend, a release, and a pull off to the 12. Let's go again. As soon as you do that, we just 14 on the D string and 12 on the G string. So, okay, 14 on the D and finish on the 12 of the G. And that's the first lick. The next lick. We do that. Again, we just start the same way. 15. We do a bend, then we go to 12 on the E, 15 on the B, and 12 on the B. And now comes something different. We need to do something different. We're gonna do that. It's gonna weird sound. So it's 14 of the G string and 12 of the B string. We strike both at the same time, but we need to do a bend on the 14th. All right. Both strings need to sound, to ring, but we only do a bend on the 14 of the G string. As soon as you do that, and you're on the upper part with the bend, you strike 12 of the B again, and 14 while you're doing the bend, all right? And you do the release. Let's go again in slow tempo. And release. Let's go again. To finish, we do that. We go to 12 on the G string, hammer on to 14, then go back to 12 on the G, 14 on the D, and then 12 on the G, 14 on the D again, and we finish with 12 on the G and do a slide. Next section. We do that, so it's 12 on the A string, hammer on to 14, then on D string 12, hammer on to 14th, and to finish, we do that just 12 on the G string, a tiny vibrato, and then 14 on the D string. To finish the lick, we do that, we go to 15 on the B string, we strike it, do a tiny bend, it's a large bend, and we do a vibrato on the upper part of the band. The next motion is going to be the same band, but this time there's no vibration, just it's a plain band. And then we're going to move forward to the next lick. Okay, so let's move forward. I'm sorry I had to stop, but the guitar went out of tune, so I stopped to tune the guitar again. So let's go again with the last lick we just saw. We ended like that. So the next lick is gonna be we're gonna do that. So after the large bend, we go again to 12 on the E, 15 on the B, and then 12 on the B again. Alright, that's the motion. After that, what we're gonna do is 14 on the G string. We do that, it's 14 on the G string, we do a bend, 12 on the B, 15 on the B, and now we're gonna go back to 14 on the G string, and we do a bend again and strike 12 on the B string. And to finish, we go to 12 on the D string, hammer on to 14, and strike 14 on the G and 12 on the G. Okay, so the next lick is gonna be, we do that, it's 14 on the G, we strike it, do a bend, and then we need to do a bar on the 12th of the B string and the E string. And we do that, 12 on the B and 12 on the E. Then we go again to 15 on the E string, and we do that, it's just, we strike 15, we do the bend, and as soon as we do that, we do the release and we go back to the original position. Next lick, we're going to do that is again 12 on the E string, and as soon as you strike 12 on the E string, we go to 14, we're skipping a string, and go to 14 on the G string, and we need to strike 14, do a bend, and as soon as you do the bend, you kill the bend, alright, just kill the note, and there is no release going on. That's the motion. Then 12 on the B, 15 on the B, and 12 on the B again. And to finish, it's kind of the same idea, 14 on the G string, bend, kill the note, and there's no release going on. And then 12 on the G, bit of vibration, and then 14 on the D string, and we slide. Let's go again. Sorry, let's go again. And to finish the solo, we do that, the final lick, it's 14 on the A string, 12 on the D string, 14 on the D string, and to finish, we do that, 12 on the G string, tiny bend, and then 14, and we just slide. Alright, so the last section of the song, it's going to be the verse. We just repeat what we did with the verses. It's the same chords, alright? It's D, G, D, I'm sorry, C, G, D, A, and then we just go back to me. I'm sorry, to E. Me is in Spanish. Sorry, my native language is Spanish. Sometimes I get confused. So we go to E, and we just stay right there for a longer period. Now, if you listen to the original track, you're gonna be saying at home, "Hey, dude, there's something different on the final part of the song." And yes, it is. Yes, we have something different, but it's based on the same chords. Based on the same chords. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna do that. So it's third. We start on the third of the A string, which is gonna be actually C. It's a C, same chord. So it's third of the A string. Then we open E string, first, second, and third. All right, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. Next one, we do that. It's second of the D string. I'm sorry, of the A string. Second, third, fourth, and fifth. All right, 2, 3, 4, 5. As soon as we end on the fifth of the A string, we go to the second of the E string again, and we do 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, 2, 3, 4, 5. And to finish, we go back to the A string and we do 4, 5, 6, and E chord. We always finish on the E chord. Let's go again. All right, one more time, a little bit faster. And we're just going to repeat this several times, and the song ends with the same chords, the same progression. And that's pretty much about it. If you can play this, we're going to be able to play the entire song. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial and catch you on the next one.